Sorry to use the gavel. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Lake Bluff School District 65 Board of Education regular Board of Education and reorganization meeting for April 25th, 2017. Can we please have a roll call?
Susan Ryder.
Here.
Philip Hood.
Here.
Mark Berry.
Here.
Leanne Charlo here. Julie Gatchell.
Here.
Richard Hagg.
Here.
John Morrison.
Here. All right, all present and accounted for. We're going to move through our agenda. Moving to items, we've already been through closed session, moving to our regular meeting. We have a quorum, we can begin. So if everybody would please stand and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Anybody would like to make public comment and address the board? Please feel free to step to the podium and do so. If not, you can address the board at the end of the meeting. We have an additional public comment period. Moving on, we ask the board at this time if there's anybody on the board who would like to add an agenda item for a future meeting that they think we need to be addressing, or a particular discussion item that wasn't covered in the agenda that we need to highlight and touch on now.
I have two comments, not really agenda items, but first of all, I wanted to mention that the policy committee will be meeting here in this building on May 16th at 6 p.m. if anybody's interested in coming and participating, giving their input on certain student safety policies that we'll be reviewing. You are certainly most welcome to come. The other thing I wanted to say is to thank the middle schoolers for an excellent musical that took place. Really enjoyed it. You did a wonderful job. I see some of you in the audience, so that's great. Did want just to report on the budget for the musical. That's something that we looked at last year, and I just wanted to see how we did this year, because it was certainly a Class A production, but I expect also a good budget.
That fits in nicely because we're dealing with an amended budget for this year and next year's budget discussion at our next meeting.
Okay, perfect.
Great. Anybody else? All right, and then I think what we have now is some recognition of some very special students from the middle school, and Mr. Blackmer will introduce them.
All right, thank you for having us. Excited about the opportunity to recognize some of our students. These guys have been participating in some of our co-curricular offerings. Odyssey of the Mind, now I put a few of them on the spot right beforehand and asked for a quick elevator speech about what Odyssey of the Mind is, and they struggled to do it in a short period of time, and I put them on the spot, said 10 seconds or less, and they were able to do it, and it's a really wonderful competition, problem-solving competition involving some creative, on-the-spot, improv sort of reactions, and so it's still fairly new to our building. However, our kids are doing a phenomenal job, and so I'll let them talk a little bit about some of their takeaways. They'll be introducing themselves, but we'll start with the Odyssey of the Mind competitors and give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. So,
Hi, so my name is Ashley Hine, and one of my favorite parts about Odyssey would probably be Spont, because it's just really fun to play with words, build structures, and see how your team works together with different ways of communication. Thank you.
I'm Sally Feingold, and one of my favorite parts about Odyssey is being able to take ordinary things and turn them into something different. Did you know pizza boxes make really great picture frames?
My name is Ian Fickus-Wagam, and I think my favorite part of Odyssey of the Mind was learning all sorts of different things that you could have never even thought of. Like, there are totally different ways to do all sorts of different things. Like, one thing that we did was we used fishing line to represent telekinesis, and that worked really well.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I really enjoyed working with my team and competing in the competition.
Hi, my name is Peyton Marzella, and my favorite part about Odyssey of the Mind was being able to overcome all the challenges with the team and knowing that you're not alone, but most of all, it was just a really fun experience.
Hi, my name is Megan Wong, and I think Odyssey the Mind has brought us together really close as a team, and it was, a really fun experience.
Now we also have two representatives who competed in the Science Olympiad competition, so I'll have those guys introduce themselves next.
Hi, my name is Lachlan Kernan, and my favorite part of Science Olympiad was working with one of my good friends, Gregor White, and we were building a tower, and I thought it was really cool how we built sort of a test tower, and then we improvised on that and built a better model. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Skylar Kernan, and my favorite part of Science Olympiad was working with my partner Emily on the invasive species test event.
Now, she may not turn on part, but they also won. Probably also worth mentioning that we have some parent volunteers, a large number of them who got involved and helped in coaching the Odyssey of the Mind, so thank you very much to those parents who've helped out. I would also like to thank Mr. Jaxie, as well as his wife, who both took a lot of time from their personal lives to help coordinate and orchestrate Odyssey of the Mind, as well as the Science Olympiad. We did not have any students who were able to join us tonight who participated in the UB the Chemist competition, but also Mr. Jaxie helped to coordinate that. So we really are grateful for his time and effort. He's home with his baby this evening, so I promise to do my best in his absence to honor our students. So thank you very much for being here, guys. You're welcome to stay as long as you'd like, but I know our board members won't take offense if you sneak out, and you can see some of them ran here tonight. And so if you need to run home, that's fine too. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck at World.
Okay, moving on with our agenda. We are now going to start item 7, which has to do with the canvass of the school board election. And I'm going to move that the Board of Education of Lake Bluff School District 65 accept the results of the election held in Lake Bluff School District number 65 in the County of Lake in the state of Illinois on April 4th, 2017. And that the following persons received the number of votes opposite their respective names for the office of the Board of Education member for a 4-year term. Julie Gottschall, 1,311. Richard Hay, 1,260. Phil Hood, 1,266. John Marsden, 1,246. Therefore, the Board of Education formally declares that, well, do we need to get a motion before I read this part?
No, you
Okay,
describe this
continue.
and then you do the motion.
Okay.
Just read.
Therefore, the Board of Education formally declares that Julie Gottschall, Richard Hay, Phil Hood, and John Marsden have each been elected to serve as members of the Board of Education for a 4-year term. May I have a motion to accept and approve the abstracted votes from the April 27th, 2017 election?
So moved.
April 4th, 2017.
April 4th.
Oh, good call.
So moved.
Second.
All right, can we have a roll call vote?
John Marsden.
Yes.
Leanne Charlo, yes. Julie Gottschall.
Yes.
Richard Hay.
Yes.
Philip Hood.
Yes.
Susan Ratter.
Yes.
Mark Berry.
Yes. You have been accepted. So now we move on to item 7B, the oath of office for elected school board members. Will our 4 re-elected school board members please rise and raise your right hand? And I'm not going to read your portions. I'm going to let you guys read it together. I'll just start you. So you're going to say I and then your name. Do solemnly swear. So I,
Julie Gottschall,
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education, Lake Bluff School District 65, in accordance with the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and the laws of the State of Illinois, to the best of my ability. I further swear that I shall respect taxpayer interests like serving as faithful protector of the school district's assets. I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion by my fellow board members and others who seek a hearing before the board, while respecting the privacy of students and employees. I shall recognize the board member as no legal authority as an individual, and that decisions can be made only by a majority vote at a public board meeting.
and I shall abide by the majority decisions of the board while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels.
Wonderful. All right, 7C. So now, it's a little complicated. We have to appoint a president, vice president, and a secretary pro tem, which means temporary. Then we have to adjourn sine die, which is Latin. I'm not even sure.
Means we're at the end of one board and the beginning of
So we're
another.
passing the torch, really, even though we're all the same people. So item C, where we appoint the appointment of a president pro tem, a vice president pro tem, and a secretary pro tem for reorganization meeting agenda. Okay, may I have a motion to suggest a president pro tem, a vice president pro tem, and a secretary pro tem? I need somebody to move that the Lake Bluff School District Board of Education approve and we nominate some pro tem people. We can use the
You can
existing
keep
people.
your existing people.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
I move that the Lake Bluff School District 65 Board of Education approve Mark Berry as President Pro Tem, John Marsden as Vice President Pro Tem, and Leanne Charlot as Secretary Pro Tem of the Board of Education.
So, Nan, can you do a roll call to?
Second.
Sure.
Yeah, we need a
First
second.
and a second.
Yeah, sorry.
So who's the second?
Susan.
Okay.
I'll be, who's the first?
Well, that was me.
Leanne, she made the
Oh, right.
Okay, so
Now roll call vote.
Leanne Charlot, yes. Julie Gatchall?
Yes.
Richard Haig?
Yes.
Philip Hood?
Yes.
Susan Ryder?
Yes.
Mark Berry?
Yes.
John Marsden?
Yes.
All right, so we have our president, vice president, and secretary pro tem named. May I have a motion to adjourn for the school board, for the current school board to adjourn sine die at 7:20 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Leanne, can we please have a roll call?
Julie Gatchall?
Yes.
Richard Haig?
Yes.
Philip Hood?
Yes.
Susan Ryder?
Yes.
Mark Berry?
Yes, sorry.
John Marsden?
Yes.
Leanne Charlot, yes.
All right. Now,
All right, I pass
pass the gavel to the president pro tem. All the power. Okay, now, item 8A, the reorganization meeting. Meeting of a new school board called to order. President Pro Tem, welcome to the Lake Bluff School District 65 Board of Education meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 7:21 p.m. Secretary Pro Tem Leanne Charlot, may I please have another roll call because it's changed.
Why, certainly. Mark Berry?
Present.
Leanne Charlot, present. Julie Gatchall?
Present.
Richard Haig?
Present.
Philip Hood?
Present.
John Marsden?
Here.
Susan Ryder?
Present.
We're all here, so I guess we have a meeting, a reorganization meeting. So now 8B, we request declarations of board office intent. So the Vice President Pro Tem now takes over. You have your
I need to pound on something.
and
Just the table.
you read 8C, John, I believe.
I read 8. I don't have 8.
No, you need to have, I don't have.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to read it for
No, sure. You were given the hard copy, isn't it?
If I see
Oh. Here, I think it's in here, Jen.
somewhere in there.
Okay. Nominations and elections
Yeah.
of president. I move that Lake Bluff School District 65 Board of Education nominate Mark Barry as president of the Board of Education.
And then you say,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Vice President Pro Tem.
That's you.
Now you say,
May I have a motion to elect Mark Barry as president of the Board of Education?
So moved.
I move that the, okay.
you need a second.
I move that the Lake Bluff School District 65 Board of Education elect Mark Barry as president of the Board of Education.
So second. Yeah, we have a first and a second.
Right, so you did that.
Motion. Good thing I laid this vote.
Now you do secretary pro tem.
supposed to read
You're
Now you ask your secretary for a roll call.
Okay, Secretary Pro Tem, may I have a roll call, please?
Sure. Okay, Susan Ryder?
Yes.
Mark Berry?
Yes.
John Marsden?
Yes.
Leanne Charlot, yes. Julie Gatchall?
Yes.
Richard Haig?
Yes.
Philip Hood?
Yes.
Vote.
Motion has been passed. Mark Barry is our
So now you pass the gavel back. You didn't get to bang anybody.
All right, I'll take that.
Thank you.
Okay, item 8C. I'm sorry, I need a drink of water.
Can I just say we're required to do this by law?
I have to.
Anyone who's watching it thinks it's.
This is more difficult than the actual election.
It takes longer than the actual election.
Okay. Our lawyer prepared every word that we're reading, by the way. Okay. 8C, nomination, we didn't do the secret handshake, did we? Oh. Nomination election of vice president. As the new president, may I have a motion to nominate the vice president of the Board of Education. So somebody would say.
I move that the Lake Bluff School District 65 Board of Education nominate John Rosen as vice president of the Board of Education. So moved.
Is there any other nominations?
Second.
Yeah, I would like to nominate Phil Hood as vice president.
All right, so hold on.
Oh, well then.
That throws her.
Okay, so you asked for a show of hands or a voice vote for each member.
Somebody has to second that though, don't they?
No, nobody's seconding your motion.
Nobody's seconding your motion?
I second your
We
motion.
have some discussion first.
Yeah, do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Well, that settles that. I'll move to have Phil Hood nominated as vice
And
president.
I'll second.
So does that override Susan's?
I don't know. I think we have
It
to.
can. It can override Susan's.
Yeah. Well, if John doesn't,
However-
John can politely decline, I mean, right, and then take himself out.
In a sense, I've already politely declined.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
he's nominating Phil.
However, member Richard Hood would like to hear campaign speeches regarding this.
Richard Hay.
Richard
So, okay.
Hay and Richard Wood.
So we've had.
So now you can do the vote.
So we've had a motion that Lakeville School District 65 Board of Education nominate Phil Hood as vice president of the Board of Education. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No, okay. May I have a motion to elect Phil Hood as the vice president of the Board of Education?
So moved.
I move, let's see. I move that the Lakeville Board of Education elect Phil Hood as vice president of the Board of Education. Didn't I just say this? May I have a motion to elect Phil
Yeah,
Hood
you
as
have a
vice?
motion. You have a
One and
second.
a second. I think this
Okay,
is.
so
there's-
roll
there's-
call.
Roll call.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Okay. Susan Ryder Porter.
Yes.
Mark Berry.
Yes.
John Marsden.
Yes.
Leanne Charlo, yes. Julie Gatchell.
Yes.
Richard Hay.
Yes.
Philip Hood.
Yes.
Okay, the motion is passed. Phil Hood is our new vice president.
Congratulations.
And
Does this mean
now,
I get to move closer to the center?
yeah.
No, I keep my seat.
Oh,
Okay.
And,
that
and,
might require a board vote.
All right.
and now item 8C, our third and perhaps most controversial spot on the board is the nomination election of our secretary. May I have a motion to nominate the secretary of the Board of Education?
Who wants to do it? Do you want to stay doing it?
Sure.
Okay. I nominate Leanne Charlo.
So-
I'll do it.
So you're moving that the Lakeville School District 685 Board of Education nominates Leanne as secretary of the Board of Education?
Yes.
I'm just reading from the screen, just to make sure. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, may I have a motion to elect Leanne Charlo as the secretary of the Board of Education?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mark Berry.
Yes.
John Marsden.
Yes.
Leanne Charlo, yes. Julie Gatchell.
Yes.
Richard Hay.
Yes.
Philip Hood.
Yes.
Susan Ryder.
Yes.
Okay, so the motion is passed, and Leanne Charlo is once again our new Board of Education secretary.
Wow.
And now you have public comment.
Public comment. This is another opportunity for public comment. Would anybody like to make a public comment about what you just heard in the board elections and the board reorganization? Not hearing anybody. I'd like to comment that that was extremely inefficient, but let's not worry about that. Now, we as a board need to decide who should serve as our IASB, that's the Illinois Association of School Boards representative. That representative's duties are at the local board level, every member district has the opportunity to appoint an IASB governing board representative. This individual serves as the primary liaison between his or her local board of education and the association. The governing board representative receives meeting notices, newsletters, and other correspondence from the IASB. He or she encourages fellow board members to attend division dinner meetings and other IASB-sponsored events. A governing board representative is generally the board member who represents the board at the delegate assembly held each November during the joint annual conference in Chicago. The delegate assembly considers and votes on resolutions submitted by member districts which, when approved, become the basis for the association's stance on legislation and related matters of public policy.
Now, this is not a vote or approval, this is an appointment, so you should ask for anybody interested, and when they all fight each other, then you can decide.
Don't all come clamoring to the front, but if anybody would like to be appointed as our IASB representative, please let me know. I think I remember the same.
we have volunteer.
Vice President and IASB rep.
I knew I appointed the right man.
Yes. It's an election.
All right.
So wise, John.
Went to his head.
I move that the Lake Bluff School District 65 Board of Education appoint Mr. Phil Hood as the IASB representative of the Board of Education.
So moved.
Uh,
Second. Or
Okay,
second.
may I have a motion to approve Phil Hood as the IASB representative?
You don't need to do that, you're appointed.
It's double.
Now you're moving on to designation.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So motion is passed. Phil Hood is our new IASB board representative. All right, at 8F, designation of meeting date, place, and time. Didn't we already do this?
Yeah, but we have to do it again under the new board meeting.
Okay.
You already
May I have a
did.
motion to approve the posted Board of Education meeting schedules presented for the 2017-2018 school year?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is passed. It's on
Yep,
our
that's
website
it.
probably, right?
Yep.
And then the board packet. Committees with the Board of Education representation. We as a board need to discuss which board members will serve on the respective committees. And we need to discuss committee representation. You have before you,
You just have to go through line by line.
I don't.
Here, use this one.
Okay. 8G. Holy cow. This is
Can
long.
I use yours?
Sure.
Alliance.
I apologize. I
No, no.
got confused here.
Right there, Alliance. Alliance, we have Richard Haig and Julie Gutschall.
I nominate Jean Sophie to take over for me at this point.
Alliance.
That's fine.
Fine.
Keep
It's
that
a very
okay?
demanding role, but I think
Same.
I'll stick with it.
Insurance committee. Now, before we do insurance committee, I want to make a comment. There's a good chance that we may start working with teachers next year on pre-negotiation discussions. So whoever is doing insurance should probably have some intention of attending negotiation sessions. So right now we have Mark, Barry, and John. Anybody else want to join them?
Phil Hood.
And the two of you
Wow.
want me, correct?
Yes.
All right, so I've
I'm gonna
got
move
Phil
down to
Hood,
part-time
Mark, and
status in
John.
work.
I was just gonna say, choose your top.
You get a big pay raise, by the way.
Double.
All right.
Joint shared services,
Wait, shouldn't one of the two people that's on there now drop?
they could, or we could just keep three because there could always be someone that subs, or we could post the meetings. It doesn't, I mean,
It's fine.
whatever,
Okay.
it's fine. Joint shared services, 65, 67, and 115. We've got Leanne and John.
Okay with me. We only had one.
It's been really taxing.
Yeah. it's
We've
good.
had one meeting in the 5 years I've been
4
here.
years, yeah.
Land use committee, that's another one. that's-
Land use, I think we could probably take off. Land use is
Yeah, I
off,
think we
right?
can take that one off.
Okay, the last time we had no negotiations, we have Mark, John, and Susan. Declare your intentions
I'd
with
like
this.
to stay.
I will stay.
And I'm gonna add Phil because he's gonna be involved, and we'll either have all four of you, chances are likely we'll rotate. I'm gonna tell you that now, so.
It's during the day, so it's tricky. Yeah.
All right,
I'll be
NSSED, Mark, do you wanna discuss
Happy-
that?
Happy to do it.
Policy committee.
Although when I retire, somebody eventually is gonna have to pick that up. Just
Phil.
Phil.
You have all this time in retirement.
Policy, Julie, Leanne, and Susan. Keep.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Superintendent Evaluation Committee. How about everyone?
Yeah.
Pretty-
We
pretty
probably
much.
will not be, okay, we'll just say everyone. Technology rep, we have John.
I'll stay.
Anybody else? Tri-board advisory, Richard and Mark.
Now stay. I like that.
You like it?
Now, that's the only one where it's definitely two people from each board because we don't post it. We don't post officially, but our district and the village and the park district still post individually.
Can I ask,
So.
are the alliance meetings at night?
Yes.
And then I'd like to volunteer to either substitute or or join that?
Actually, I will be talking to the Alliance so that I would love for board members to kind of split that up with our administrators. So chances are likely Richard, Julie, and Susan, you would be assigned one meeting next year along with our administrators.
Okay, I'm happy to do that.
That'd be great. We didn't do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know that I didn't attend.
We'll work on that this year and we'll
I chose
coordinate
carefully,
it.
but I was volunteering.
All right,
All right.
Mr. Board President, all of our positions have
So
been
we are
filled.
back to a more traditional meeting, and sorry to keep you all waiting for the excitement. Agenda item number 9, reports. I don't believe we have no school or elementary school.
We have no reports until we get to Wendy.
So we have no reports until we get to Wendy, and we'll now
She's here.
invite Wendy from the Alliance up to item D, Alliance report, Wendy White.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Wendy White from the Alliance for Excellence, and just I'm gonna say I have a quick update, but then I'm looking through. I wrote all of this stuff down, so I'll say it all. We have 2 more meetings, one in May and one in June. We are in the process of assembling our executive board for the 17-18 school year. We are recruiting board members. So if anyone's interested in joining Alliance, we welcome you. You can contact me either through our website, which is ld65alliance.org, or through our Facebook page at Lake Bluff Alliance for Excellence. The contact me thing just sends an email right to me, pretty much. So if you have any questions, want to join, it's an easy commitment. We meet the second Monday of every month right now at 7 o'clock, so it's an evening thing, great for people who work. And we meet for about an hour, and then there's other things that you do, but it's on your own time, and it's a nice easy way to contribute to the schools and be part of the community and kids'
You do
education.
great work.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been very rewarding. So even if you're not interested in joining the board, there are other reasons to check out our website and our Facebook page. And that, as you can see, the grants that we've awarded, we've got pictures and we've got videos, and there are pictures and videos of our kids. Everybody likes to see pictures of the kids. So, and of course, you can donate on both of those pages too, our Facebook page and our website. We will be doing a small spring appeal, largely electronic. So keep a lookout for that, please. But you don't have to wait for that to donate. You can donate through our website or through our Facebook page anytime, or any one of those emails that and they've been coming out every few weeks. We appreciate it. We've got 2 grant requests that have come in so far. Teachers have another week or so to submit requests for the spring. So we'd love to get a few more donations in so that we can make sure that we can fund as much as possible. I think that's it.
Thanks for everything you've done and you continue to do. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for all your hard work.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Moving on, it is my understanding that we have no other reports until we get to Dr. Sophie and the superintendent's report.
My report is very, very short this evening. First of all, I'd like to welcome all of you back. This is the first time in my 9-year career that I've had the same board back, and I couldn't be more happy and excited. To the community, this is a board that works very, very hard and puts in a lot of time, very thoughtful, and really does its very best to represent all of you as constituents. I couldn't be happier. But the other thing I wanted to point out, because many people don't know this, is our board members are not paid. It is a voluntary position, and I know in some states they are paid. So, Phil, I hate to tell you, but 100 times 0 is still 0. Okay. The other thing, though, I did want to share is next week is Teacher Appreciation Week, and we are all sitting here in this room because of our teaching staff. Our school district is all about teaching and learning, and next week I'm hoping everybody in the community takes time to thank our teachers for everything they do for each and every child in the community, because they truly are the most wonderful staff I've ever worked with. They work very hard to do what's best for each student. So I just wanted to point out Teacher Appreciation Week next week.
Thank you to all the
That's it.
teachers.
Yeah.
Job well done, by the way. We have great teachers. Under moving on, item 10, presentations and discussions. We will begin with a lunch program survey result as presented by Mr. Jay Cohn, our business official.
Right around spring break, we surveyed the parents of both the elementary school and the middle school on our food service program just to get some feedback to see how we're doing and if anything needed to be changed. Results were excellent. You won't see better results on a food service survey anywhere. Most respondents were satisfied. About 2/3 of all families were satisfied, or very satisfied with our programs at both schools. And few respondents were dissatisfied, only 10 to 15%. The results were very similar across schools, both at the elementary and middle schools, with two small exceptions. At the middle school, the ability to just decide in the morning if they wanted to eat versus ordering in advance drove a little bit higher, very satisfied scores. And then also at the elementary school, people have to, because they order in advance, pay all at once. So it seems like a little bit more money because you're seeing it all at once instead of in terms of drops over time. But even so, both schools scored very well and very similar to each other. I'll go through each school quickly. At LBES, 63% of the respondents were satisfied. We had a very good response rate, about 50% of all families, and only 15% were dissatisfied. The key driver of the satisfaction is convenience. 90% of the families were, of the people who were satisfied or very satisfied, 90% of those were also very satisfied or satisfied with convenience. But you can see that they rated pretty much everything pretty highly. Of the people who were dissatisfied, the key commonality was the food quality or healthfulness. So this was predictable. The food that we're ordering from local restaurants, so it's not made in the kitchen, and we've heard some anecdotal comments about the food quality or the healthiness of the food, but overall people were very satisfied with it. So that's the key driver of the dissatisfaction. And note that even for these people, they still were very satisfied with the convenience. So even though they were dissatisfied overall with the program, they were still pretty happy with the convenience.
Did we get any anecdotal comments back suggesting how we could make the food quality better?
No. I mean, I'll go through some of the comments in a second, but in here, so the positive comments, we had lots of comments. Pretty much everybody had. I asked for open-ended questions or open-ended comments. In the positive column, convenience came up a lot. The ease of use of the program, the variety and the use of local vendors were all things that people commented on positively. There were even some people who were very happy with the food quality, healthfulness enough to make a comment about it, and then the service. The negative comments, as I said, were around food healthfulness, the fact that you had to order in advance, that you couldn't just wake up that morning and decide if you were going to get the lunch, lack of variety. There were some comments about the price. Again, I think that's because people are paying all at once. So some of the suggestions, like down at the bottom, there were 6 people who want kind of a full-scale food service like Forrest would have, where you satellite in, you hire a food management company and they provide lunches. But really, people just said we want healthier food, without a lot of suggestions. At the middle school, again, results very similar. 65% of people are satisfied with the program, 10% dissatisfied. We had a 60% response rate. Again, the key satisfaction is convenience. 99% of the people were happy with the convenience and also with the price. But people were overall very satisfied. Of the people who were dissatisfied, again, it was driven by food quality or healthfulness and the choices available. It's really the same food. If anything, I think the kiddos' food at LBES might even be a little healthier than at the middle school. But again, convenience, even the people who were dissatisfied said, hey, this is really convenient. Themes in their open-ended comments, a lot of positive feedback on the new electronic payment system. Again, convenience, the ability to order same day. The fact that just the option exists, people are happy with. To have that option. We offer salad at the middle school almost every day, and people appreciate that. On the negative side, people want more healthy options. We're pretty limited in what we can do. We do offer fruit cups and salad, and if the kids don't buy it, then we can't force them to buy it. So I had a couple comments on eliminating cookies. People can't control the kids; they're buying too many cookies. And
I'm one of those.
I think that's all she eats.
So in general, I'd say that we got really good results. People seem very happy, and we did get some feedback, some specific things that we'll try to incorporate next year. Look for some more variety of different vendors. Try to offer more healthy foods and fruit and vegetables when we can. And then the last page is just comparison of both schools, just to show how similar the two schools were to each other. So I've heard people talk about kiddos versus the middle school and how they like one or the other, but really they scored pretty much the same at both schools. Unless there's any questions, that's all I have.
Is your takeaway to make any change?
No, I don't see any major changes necessary. As I said, we'll do some small tweaks with to what we can based on the feedback as we plan for next year.
Okay. Any questions? All right, thanks, Jake. Okay, now we're going on to item 10B, the end of year parent survey. Dr. Sophie's going to provide us an update on that.
Just a simple update on that. We've had some very good feedback from parents this year, as you know, regarding the musical last summer, regarding the information on Washington, D.C., now the food service, and we're going to end the year with an end of year survey. And I put in 2 different brainstorm questions from board members, so I'm just going to go over general ideas. Interscholastic program at middle school, we said we were going to do that this year anyway. Satisfaction with academic and curricular direction, teaching and learning, quality and quantity of extracurriculars at both schools, the way finances are managed, communication, community engagement, level of transparency, comparisons with schools on the North Shore, the school district's website. Then, how are you aware of and how satisfied are you with how the school district communicates with other village entities? A second set of questions I added are things like information about school supplies, when school starts in August or September, the heaviness of bags, open-ended questions like the best things about our school district are, things that we want to consider, a specific question on transportation and bus fees, and some information on middle school recess and lunch. My intent is to hear from anybody else, any of the rest of you while I put the survey together. I will be bringing this to the administrative team to our next meeting to find out, to kind of help tweak questions to get the best information and see if they have any questions.
This is a parent survey, right?
This is a parent survey.
One of your questions made me think of something like, you said, what is the one thing you like most about the school? Maybe we should ask the opposite of that. If you could change one thing about the school, what would it be?
And we'll be asking them that question also. And then after these parent surveys are done, there's also going to be parent focus groups. May 17th, they've been scheduled for morning, midday, and evening, where my superintendent intern is coming in to meet with focus groups and parents that will also provide us data for our strategic plan. So we will have received information from staff, from parents, both through focus groups and surveys, and we will be working with community groups in the summer and starting to form our strategic planning committee in May. So I would remind everybody that if you have questions, to get those to me, but we are making good progress on those.
So I just have an observation. This scope of this is quite broad. We cover a lot of different topics on this one. And is there any thought with respect to giving a more in-depth survey on for example, athletics. I know we did an in-depth survey on the musical last year, but I thought that provided a lot of rich data about that specific issue. And
That's probably what we're gonna wind up. We have to have interscholastic sports on here generally, but there'll be a more detailed one like the musical.
Okay.
With more
Good.
open-ended questions, and that's specifically for middle school.
For the middle school, yeah.
And that would happen next year?
No, that will happen in conjunction,
Okay.
not going out at the same time, but
But still
at the
this
end of
year?
the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watch out for survey fatigue, you do too many of them.
And then we're stopping surveying.
It's a real thing.
It is.
Okay, any other questions on that survey? So I'm gonna move on to the item 11, which is action items. And our first action item is the approval of the summer 2017 facilities update. And if you recall, we talked about, for the next 2 years, summary of planned expenses that we've known were coming for the most part, that we were not able to handle when we did all the renovations at the school because it was going to break the budget. And these are things that we've known were coming and we're going to take care of over the next 2 years. And maybe Jean and Jay together could just very briefly highlight the big picture here.
Jay, I'd be happy to do that. I think that everybody, when you tour the building, you can see the floors and doors made a big difference in uniting the building and making it feel new. But when you look at the old classrooms, they still need to be painted. The cabinetry needs to be done. The acoustics in the main part of the building, both in the library and the student cafeteria, need to be worked on. We do have a particular student issue that we have to handle things like replacing bulbs and ballasts and blinds, or shades, which we would need to do anyway. It's just that we place those priorities in the first year rather than the second year. We are doing mother's room at the elementary school, and we are doing a divider in the art room at the elementary school. It is not a permanent divider. It's one that we could utilize if we chose to divide the room in the case that we would need another classroom. The toilet areas, we need to finish what we started way back in the summer that I came in 2012. The locker rooms need to be redone and kind of cleaned up. And we have some last minute science classroom modifications. So all of these things, we made a decision, we got the costs, and we divided them up over 2 summers, and we'll take them out of capital outlay. Again, I would want to reemphasize what Mark said. All of these things did come up in our planning process for the renovation, but we had to meet our financial budget, and we knew we would be able to put this in our budget and handle through capital outlay. Which leads me to remind all of you, the next committee of the whole meeting that we have in 2 weeks, we will be discussing specifically an amended budget for this year, as Jay has shared, and the tentative budget for 17-18. So you will see the summer projects in that, both the tentative the 17-18 budget, correct? So we will be, you'll see it right in the budget.
Is the levy affected at all with these investments? Or will the levy be affected?
The levy's already been finalized, so.
For next year though?
For next year.
Okay.
Our revenue is fixed for next
Okay.
year. So we'll try to fit all this stuff into the budget, and what we can't fit into next year's budget, we push off to the following.
So you don't foresee it impacting our tax levy at all? Okay.
No, these items will come out of regular capital spending
Okay.
as the budget.
Will there be anything left in the capital account when we're finished with this?
Well, we would come out of our operations and maintenance fund, so currently our capital projects fund will be zeroed out.
Any further questions? Okay, we have a motion to approve the summer 2017 facility updates as presented by the administration at the April 11th committee of the whole meeting.
So
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Julie Gatchall,
yes.
Richard Haag,
Yes.
Philip Hood,
Yes.
Susan Ryder,
Yes.
Mark Berry,
Yes.
John Marsden,
Yes.
Leanne Sherlow, yes.
Motion is approved. Agenda item 11B, approval of the Washington DC field trip. Is there any background or highlighting we need to do that?
Just a reminder that the board asked us to do a survey, Nate specifically, on the DC trip. We got some great feedback from parents. We will be looking to try to find some alternative and helpful funding to support the kids that cannot afford to go. But overwhelming, the survey showed that parents really feel this is an important part to our education here.
Okay, questions or comments? Anybody need further detail on that? We have a motion to approve the Washington DC field trip as presented by the administration at the April 11th Committee of the Whole meeting.
So moved.
Second. Roll call vote, please.
Mark Barry?
Yes.
John Marsden?
Yes.
Leanne Sherlow, yes. Julie Gottschall?
Yes.
Richard Haag?
Yes.
Philip Hood?
Yes.
Susan Ryder?
Yes.
The motion is approved. All right, now item 11C, approval of the group waste disposal contract. You have seen this contract in your board packet, discussed at a prior committee, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Anything we want to highlight? The total value of this contract is less than what we're currently paying, right?
Yes.
A little bit.
And it's also below the threshold would require board approval of what we're bringing in anyway
Because we are so transparent.
Yes.
Good. Okay, I have a motion. Does anybody have any questions about this contract?
Tell me again, it has a long term, a 3-year term, which I know is negotiated down from where the group started.
Yes.
And we felt that was as good a deal as we could get. I know we can cancel after 33 months, it's almost 3 years.
It's significant. It's probably 20% less than what we're currently paying.
Mhm.
So
We're willing to lock it in, we think it's to our advantage, okay, thanks.
and it's really not a huge sum, so we probably spend $8,000 to $10,000 a year. So a couple percent either way, I think, is not going to severely impact the budget.
Okay. But I mean, I'm just thinking if we decide the group isn't giving the kind of service that we want, how can we get out of it sooner? Are we locked in for 3 years? And it looks like we're
If
locked
they're
in.
not if they're not meeting the terms of the contract, we can get out of the contract.
Mhm. Okay.
But, you know, we've gotten good references. You know, I mean, it's really as long as the trash is removed and the containers are kept clean and there's no issues. The price is attractive.
Mhm. Okay.
They also have a cap as to how much they can raise it annually, so I think it's a good deal to lock it in.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yes, we have a question down here.
Garbage question?
Garbage question, yeah. My eagle-eyed colleague over here notices that we have 2 different addresses for Lake Bluff District 65 and the middle school. I told him one was the administration and one was the middle school, but why are they 31 and 121?
Those are the addresses that were assigned to us because they gave us the address of the old school that used to be.
There you go. There's the answer. Even though it's on the wrong block.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you.
I thought maybe
I
it was
do
a
not
building I
argue.
was unaware of.
Yes, it's a fandom
It was a
building.
building I hadn't seen.
It's that little,
It's drawn, it's on the
little
corner.
mailbox that's on the corner with it.
Yeah.
It looks like
We know.
That totally changes.
Hard-hitting journalist over there.
The address was not negotiable.
Okay,
No problem.
all right.
Okay.
We got it.
Anybody else want any more trivia related to this?
That's why he gets paid the big bucks.
It's true, twice as much as we did.
May I have a motion to approve the group waste disposal contract as presented by the administration at the April 11th Committee of the Whole meeting?
So moved.
Second,
Roll call vote, please.
Ryder?
yes.
Hood?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Charlotte, yes. Gottschall?
Yes.
Haag?
Yes.
Marsden?
Yes.
The motion is approved. Item 11D, approval of the superintendent amendment to the contract. We have recently reviewed Dr. Sophie's performance and evaluated her an extremely high performer. And the board has been in discussion about locking in increases to her contract totaling 3% per year over the next 3 years. And this goes along with Jean has submitted her irrevocable letter of intent to retire at the close of the 2020 school year. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions or comments about that contract?
Any interest in going to 2021?
Well, I hear 22. 2020 is a good year for me. That's a big age-wise year for me. And I've learned in my life, as I've shared with you, life is very short. Yes. And I really want to enjoy it. So I will be working hard. There is a lot of work still left.
3 full years, you got a lot to do.
Not to do.
Okay, may I have a motion to approve the superintendent?
You tried.
May I have a motion to approve the superintendent amendment to the contract as previously discussed and included in your board packet?
So moved. Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Marsden,
Yes.
Charlotte, yes. Julie Gatchall.
Yes.
Haig,
Reluctantly, yes.
Hood,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Barry.
Yes. I think you asked me twice, but motion's approved. All right, let's see, the item 11E, the personnel report. May I have a motion to approve the personnel report for April 25th, 2017, as presented by the administration, and includes licensed new hires effective August 1 of 17, Emily Anderson, a speech language pathologist at the middle school replacing Catherine Derrick, and Sherry Mazur, a school psychologist at the elementary school replacing Patty Briggs. We have licensed Group 1 rehires effective August 1 of 17, including Tom Beck, part-time teacher in art at the elementary school, Fred Koch, part-time music teacher at the elementary school, Sally Burton, part-time special ed teacher at the elementary school, Naomi Bailey, part-time Spanish teacher at the elementary school. We have a licensed FMLA lead, Sally Bishop, requesting medical leave per doctor's note at the middle school effective 8/21 of 17 through 11/15 of 17. Adding on a Dixie Haas, special needs aide at the elementary school effective April 17th of 17.
That's a resignation.
And that's it. Any questions or comments on this? May I have a motion to approve personal report for April 25th, 2017?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Charlotte, yes. Gatchall.
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Hood,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Marsden.
Yes.
The motion is approved. Let's see, item, got cut off from my motions page. I'm just, consideration approval. In this case, we're talking about consideration, 11F is consideration approval of a settlement agreement regarding student number 01-2017 that was discussed extensively in closed session. Can't really
And
talk-
you can't really talk about it.
Hopefully everybody recalls what we're talking about. May I have a motion to approve the settlement agreement regarding student 01-2017 in accordance with terms and conditions discussed in closed session?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Gatchall,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Hood,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Marsden.
Yes.
Charlotte, yes.
Motion is approved. Item 10G, the consent agenda. This month's consent agenda includes the treasurer's report, the impressed report, the bills report, the P-card report, open session meeting minutes for March 14th, 2017, regular Board of Ed meeting, the April 11th, 2017 Committee of the Whole meeting. It also includes closed session meeting minutes for the March 14th, 2017 regular Board of Ed meeting, and the April 11th, 2017 Committee of the Whole meeting. Would anybody like any of those pulled from consents to discuss them individually?
No.
No.
May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda for April 25th, 2017, as presented by the administration?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Haig,
Yes.
Hood,
Yes.
Ryder,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Marsden.
Yes.
Charlotte, yes. Gatchall.
Yes.
All right. So that's all our action items. FOIA request. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Is there a log of FOIA?
There should be a log, yes.
Minutes. I'm just.
Oh, is there a log in there? I don't, FOIA, yes, one, there was just one FOIA on the library.
It's not even a log.
Right.
Okay. It is available for viewer consideration online in the board packet, correct?
Yes.
Public comments, item number 13. Would anybody like to address the board? Going once, going twice? Okay. Fake head nod there, I like that. That's it. Does anybody on the board have any concluding remarks? May I have a motion to adjourn this board meeting at 8:01 p.m.?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.